everyone, I'm Nina, and this is the Panic Button. So today we're going to be covering a video that Tectone put out about the recent Hassan Velare streamer drama that's going on the internet. I don't know much about Velare. What I do know is that she's some hot chick streamer with no brain, and I guess she's dating Hassan and defending him, and it's having a little recourse. It's kind of blowing up in our face. So I'm going to let Tectone take it away. And I might need to skip through this because I think he talks about his working out. And, go you for working out. That stuff ain't easy. But I want to get into the meat and potatoes of this video.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is midnight, 1 a.m.
So let's skip through here.
Jeez, great people. Regardless, I was there thinking that the 8 new Hassan clips that have resurfaced of him electrocuting his fucking dog and treating animals like shit would, be sufficiently covered in the video that I made a couple of days ago. Speaking of which, thank you if you follow me on Twitter, if you've seen this, and thank you for subscribing to me on YouTube if you are currently watching this. Something happened a little bit ago that I just kind of want to talk about, and I want to kind of just lay the structure out for those who don't know. And what happened was this. Hassan goes live, and he uses an e-collar on his dog. Now, I want to make this very clear. E-collars can be used humanely, okay? They're supposed to feel like a light touch to a firm touch. I understand when people use them. I understand they can be used humanely. I've been very consistent on this take. I have said this since day one. The problem is, you're supposed to use them short term. And by the way, yes, I have talked to 3 now professional dog trainers about this. In case you don't know, my dog Mango is also being professionally trained. And they say it is supposed to be a light touch to a firm touch, as well as short term use only, maybe 15 to 30 minutes, not have the electrocution so high it makes them scream in pain and use it for 8 hours every day. So that happened. More of that is being developed every single day. Feel free to follow my Twitter if you want to see more of the updates, because I'm making sure that Hassan will be held accountable, and we are not going to move past this, because him moving past this is how he always wins, just like he's gotten away with slandering me, slandering my friends, and making people believe that every...
Hassan is an antisocial sociopath. I do believe that he has gone away with a lot of stuff, but eventually, I don't know when that's going to be, he will go down. How? I'm not sure, because this guy's gotten away with so much. But, I mean, we've seen a lot of people in Hollywood who've gotten away with a lot of really reprehensible things for years and years and years, and finally they do get taken down. What's going to do it for Hassan, I don't know, because he's got a lot of people protecting him. A lot. Especially social media platforms. So it will happen. I don't know when, but it will be a sweet victory for everyone who has been calling him out on his bullshit for the past however many years he's been in the public eye.
Everything he says is gospel, when if you were to just look at it and research it for 30 fucking seconds, or I don't know, ask Grok, everything that comes out of Hassan's mouth is a steaming pile of shit. Once again, Hassan, if you're watching this, I will give you $10,000 for your dog, so that way you can go to a home that actually gives a shit about it. And I'll even donate $100,000 to animal charity if you give me your dog. Moving forward, also, we should box. Moving forward, Velare, for some reason, I wonder what the reason is, guys.
Hassan's too much of a p*** to box you. He won't do it. He talks a lot, but his actions, he won't. He's got nothing to back up his mouth with. So I don't see that happening. Although if they did box, I do see Tectone wiping the floor with him. And I see Hassan curled up in a little ball on the mat, crying like the little bitch that he is.
Ray, for some reason, just feels so strongly about defending Hassan. Wonder why that is. And says that she has so much close personal experience with Hassan, and she's seen the dog, and it's the most spoiled baby, to quote her, big baby, big fluffy baby, that she's ever seen. Is she spoiled because she's allowed to walk around the house when he's done streaming? Or does a dog that gets crated for 10 hours wakes...
The dog is not spoiled. I don't believe that for a second. I believe that Velare is has a relationship with Hassan, a sexual relationship with him. I don't think it's an emotional relationship because I don't see that guy having any sort of emotions at all. He might feign emotions, but he doesn't actually have them. So I think she's just repeating Hassan's talking points, saying that the dog is spoiled. Why? Because someone loves it. Like if Hassan's mother loves the dog and is showing affection to the dog, does that make the dog spoiled? No. I've seen spoiled dogs that act spoiled. That dog is definitely not spoiled. That dog is a prisoner of Hassan's because Hassan has this God complex, thinks he's like Jesus or Muhammad or whatever the hell he believes in. And so for him, I think that Hassan gets off on torturing and dominating something weaker than him that can't talk back or escape. So yeah, he's a piece of shit. And continue.
And then has to sit in a box for 8 hours. And then maybe if Hassan isn't doing anything else, maybe he'll take it somewhere, or knowing him, a champagne socialist, will most likely hire some illegal immigrant, which obviously, Hassan probably loves. Well, maybe he doesn't like him so much considering his dog gets zapped every single time it goes across the border. Maybe his stance on immigrants is still on the fence. Maybe Kaya will get a little bit of love every single day. And I want to remind you, Kaya is a 2-year-old working dog. That is a working breed. They are a working fucking breed. And that dog's exercise requirements is 2.5 to 3 hours a day of walking and then more play. Scientifically, according to Hassan's regimen, he's not meeting that even close. So the thing is, I'm so tired of streamers getting dogs to be used for props and to be used as background set pieces and treating these things like they're toys. It's the same thing with...
See, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know that streamers got animals for attention. I think that's sick. It's twisted. It shows a sociopathy or even a psychopathy within their personality and some sort of a dominating God complex where, like I said earlier, they get off on dominating something that is weaker than them. I think it's absolutely sick and disgusting that you would use an animal as a prop in your video, an animal that definitely is a 2-year-old dog. Hassan got his dog around the same time I got my dog. And my dog is a smaller dog. He's a miniature schnauzer. And he can't stay still for more than an hour because he's still a puppy. So he's always running around and, playing and doing dog stuff because he's a dog and that makes him happy. And as his owner, if he's doing something that makes him happy, I'm happy, as long as he's not doing something that's going to hurt him. So to force a 2-year-old working dog that requires a lot of moving around because it's bred in them to move around and run in big fields and herd animals, when you see that dog being forced to sit in pretty much a open air cell for 4 hours a day, you know that the owner of that dog doesn't give a crap about the dog. He only cares that the dog is in the frame, so the dog makes him look like he's more of a human. Hassan is not human. He pretends to be human, but really I think he's just evil scum. And to treat a dog like that, man, like that dog should be taken away. And there's a lot of dogs in this world who should be taken away from their owners. But this is complete, blatant in everyone's face. And the fact that it hasn't been taken away yet is absolutely disgusting. And I hate him with a passion of 1,000 fiery suns.
Cats. People think that cats should just be ignored all day, bro. Cats aren't decorations. They're fucking animals. Play with them. I talk to my cats. I play fetch with my cats. I call my cat's name and they come because people are so out of touch with reality with raising animals. They don't even know that cats can also be taught tricks too. It's really not hard if you just give a shit. Now, Valkyrie, for whatever reason, decides to defend Hassan and say that Hassan's such a great guy and Kai is such a great guy. I don't know why there's so many people worrying about this when there's a genocide going on in Palestine.
You can care for more than one thing at a time, unless you're Velare. Who sounds like she's pretty stupid, and she can't think about 2 things at a time. She can only think about 1 thing at a time. That's like saying, I'm sorry, I can't care about my bills because there's a genocide going on. I can't care about men being in women's prisons, especially male arbortists going to women's prisons. I can't care about that because there's a genocide going on. I mean, she's so freaking stupid. I mean, actually retarded. I think she is actually a retard. The only reason people watch her stream, if we're going to be honest, is because she's semi-attractive. I don't think she's very attractive. I think I see why people think she's attractive. I'll give you that. But the only reason people watch her is because she's attractive. And once those wrinkles start to set in, I mean, she's going to have to use a lot of Botox for a while. And she's going to look like a freaking statue. But she's going to get older. Hotter streamers are going to come around and take the attention off of her. And her fans are fair weather fans. You know, they're there for the hotness. And once the hotness fades and the age settles in, they're going to go to the next, you know. They know that she's weak-minded and weak in emotion and personality, and they know that they can manipulate her and control her, and those fans get a high off of being able to control her and shame her. And because she has no integrity, she will bow down to these people because they're her income. And she doesn't even have an original thought in her brain, so she just kind of goes along with everything. And it's sad, but it's actually quite hilarious if you think about it, because these girls are actually quite arrogant, and they can't see like a year or 2 years or 5 years down the road. So they're always in the now, not in the what's going to happen later. And once reality slaps her in the face, it's going to be quite lovely, brilliant. Actually, I'm not one for seeing people suffer, but I am definitely one to seeing bad people suffer. And I think that she's a horrible person, just like her boyfriend, Hassan. And yeah, I can't wait. Call me evil.
Oh my God, there's a genocide? Jesus, I guess me losing a fucking leg isn't so bad after all. I'm so tired of these fucking virtue signalers, buzzword promoters, just saying, I think the bad thing is bad. Guys, I think pedophilia is bad. Look at how much of a good person I am. Guys, I think murder, I think it's bad. Oh my God, shower me with praise. Wow, no shit. We all understand that genocide is bad. We get it. You don't fucking care. These people don't fucking care. The only thing they care about is being seen as a good person. And when somebody tries very hard to be seen as a good person, and this is going to be the moral of the video. Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it yet. People who try to be good people are some of the most dangerous people that you can actually meet. So Valkyrie gets into some heat.
Because they stand for nothing. Because what they say they stand for, they actually don't. They're all hypocrites. If they're trying to look virtuous, they're hiding something evil behind that veil of virtue. They're sneaky. They have bad intentions. And it's like a lot of people online, a lot of people who watch content creators online, watch them for their authenticity. Most people can see bullshit a mile away. And Hassan and Velare are definitely people who their whole personality is bullshit. It's not who they really are. I do question if they even have a personality, because everything just seems to be based on a lie and optics. But I'd say that if they are pretending to be virtuous, I worry about the people that they trap, because you can trap people by pretending to be virtuous, and then the people who don't have a lot of experience in life or with a lot of different kinds of people, they will fall into that trap and they'll be cannon fodder for those people pretending to be virtuous. So yeah, let's continue.
Which deservedly so. Deservedly so, she gets an E for that take. I want to make this very clear. We're defending torturing dogs here. We're defending a guy who's called for killing a senator. We're defending a guy, and none of these are alleged, by the way. None of these are alleged.
We're defending a guy who said America deserved 9/11. Well, wasn't he like a baby during 9/11? So he wasn't actually around during 9/11. So he didn't actually see the pain that was going on. And even if he did, I don't think it would actually affect him, because I don't actually believe that Hassan, is someone who feels emotion. I think he fakes it. I think he's good at faking it for people who can easily buy in to baloney. Like the same people that watch Hassan, I believe, are the same people who get manipulated into giving their money to somebody You know what I mean? Who's asking them for it for like some reason, but really it's fake. Like those are the kinds of people that I think watch Hassan. Those people and psychopaths and sociopaths, I think, are giant fans of Hassan.
When you look into this shit about me or other people, it's alleged. That means somebody said it, and so far there is nothing proving it whatsoever. When I talk about the things Hassan has done, sorry, I heard footsteps. Had to deal with that real quick. When the things I'm telling you about Hassan, none of these things are alleged. These are real, factual things that you can go watch him do. He's called for the death of a senator. He has self-admitted to going to a fucking Diddy party. He has attended a brothel with at least one child present. By the way, in case you don't know what a brothel is, it's a fucking whorehouse where they had kids at it. This isn't alleged. These are things that fucking happened. Okay? He has told people to kill their landlords and let the fucking roads run red with their capitalist blood. He has informed his audience on how to make death threats to people who are higher up to get them to step down from their political position. These aren't alleged things. These are real things. This man is out of fucking control. You look into the things that Hassan says for the people who oppose him, none of it is real. He blows shit out of proportion. None of it is fucking real. It's things that he has made up or chosen intentionally to weaponize. That's all it is. I saw a Twitter post about me today with 300 likes in about 2 hours saying that I don't want to trust Tectone because this guy beat his wife. I don't know what realm of retardation these autists are hallucinating that I did this.
Here's the thing. I've heard like one thing about Tectone, but it was about his father. I don't know much of the controversy around Tectone because anytime I've heard whisperings of stuff, it goes one ear and out the other because the people it's coming from aren't reliable, like people like Hassan. So yeah, I mean, if you're someone who constantly lies and is caught in lies all the time, and then has one story, then changes that story again, and then changes that story again, I'm not going to take anything you say seriously. So it's the things that I have heard about Tectone from people who are more reliable are good things. So I'm open-minded, you know. He might have done something bad. He might not have done something bad. But unless I see it with my own eyes or hear it from his mouth or from someone who's relable's mouth, I'm not going to believe it because, you know, stupid people do stupid things and say stupid things and are stupid. And, well, they're not reliable.
There's no clip of it. I don't even think there's anybody even saying that. But they believe it so hard because Hassan paints me and many other people as such horrific human beings that they become, myself as well, become dehumanized, and people are willing to believe anything whatsoever, generally because they believe with Hassan's political views, which is, I'm pro-Palestine. Aren't I a really good guy? Have you seen my bio? I have a Palestine flag. Jesus, get a fucking grip. So Valkyrie reaches out to Asmongold and NMP LOL. I don't know why she reached out to NMP. I don't know what she was expecting. NMP, I mean...
I have a question about that. Like she reached out to him to ask him how to deal with the fact that she was defending Hassan. First of all, I've heard that like her and Hassan are boyfriend and girlfriend. So my question is, if you're someone who is dating Hassan and Hassan's mortal enemy is Asmongold, why would you reach out to your boyfriend's mortal enemy? Or your friend's mortal enemy? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you reach out to the source? Why wouldn't you reach out to Hassan or someone who's friends with him? Why would you reach out to the enemy? I think that's where I got really confused with the situation.
I mean, he is himself admitted a complete fence sitter. I don't know if she was expecting some way to navigate drama. I mean, NMP's getting shit on 24 fucking stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what advice he would have offered, but that's the point. She reaches out to Asmon and asks for his help to navigate the drama that she's going on. In her time of need, she reached out to an old friend to get some advice, and Asmon helped, no questions asked, took time out of his day to make sure she was okay. Now, how do you think she repays that? She repays that by the next day when her community says, how dare you talk to Asmongold? Most likely because they're a bunch of Hassan heads, or otherwise what I like to call complete fucking retards. She bends the knee and apologizes for even talking to Asmongold and affirms that he is just as shitty as everybody says he is.
No, I think that when she reached out to Asmund and Asmund helped her, I honestly believe that Asmund knew Zach. I think he knows what type of person she is and how she does things. So her trashing him and apologizing to her fans for reaching out to him, I don't think he was surprised by any of it. I think that it doesn't affect him. It won't affect him. And why he helped her is because even though he knew she was probably going to do something shitty like that, it would just roll off his back anyway. So, yeah.
To where he shouldn't even be talked to. This is what they do. They label you as an inhuman monster who's not even okay to be communicated with, acting like Asmongold is a level 80 warlock who's going to put Seed of Corruption on you and put a DOT on you and all of your community.
And that should be a warning sign. Anyone who is trying to blatantly convince you that someone you don't personally know is evil and you should hate them, you always, unless you really know that person, you should always take that not even with a grain of salt. You should always be incredibly skeptical of the person who is saying it, because there's a motive behind it. If I don't know you and I'm talking to this person or watching this person and I don't know them either, and you're telling me they're really evil people and you should stay away from them, I'm going to be questioning you. Why are you telling me this? What's the motive behind it? What grudge do you have against that person? Usually, the person who's trying so hard to convince you that person is bad is telling on themselves.
And farm you all like a fucking frost mage in vanilla World of Warcraft. It is fucking outrageous. And I want to let you know, is there going to be some big drama between Asmund and Valkyrie from this? No. I don't know if you guys remember this. I know a lot of people like to refer to me as a Asmongold light, which doesn't bother me at all, by the way. I'm just happy to be in the same sentence as my friend. It's flattering. I think Asmund's a great guy. I was the guy who was shitting on Hassan before a lot of people were shitting on Hassan for the recent deeds that he did when crossing Asmund. And the reason why that is because Asmund really doesn't like dealing with that type of drama. He doesn't. He's too reasonable sometimes. I don't know what that is. People want to act like he's a far-right Nazi. I'll be real, bro. Asmund's a liberal. I mean, you know what I mean? He's a left-leaning centrist. Let's just call it as it is. He's going to go live, and I'm going to make sure this video goes out before he streams. I'm going to predict the future, because this is what he does every time. He's going to go live. He's going to see what Valkyrie said, and he's going to say, that's okay. I understand why she had to do that. No hard feelings. On my whole soul, I know that's what's going to happen, because that's what happens every.
Yeah, but really, I think when it comes down to it, it's not, I mean, it can be two things at once. It can be, she had to do what she had to do, I understand, but also, I know who she is, and so I saw it coming already.
Every time. These people treat him like he's a fucking monster, when in reality, he is one of the most down-to-earth, kind individuals I have ever met. And I have a lot of respect for this guy. Now, once again, Asmund's not a guy I frequently hang out with. We're not chumming it up on the weekends. He's a great guy who I had a very good relationship with, who, okay, well, we weren't dating. We did a podcast together, we went to org together, and we would talk, right? Great guy. I'm not defending this guy because I consider him a friend. I'm defending this guy because it's the right thing to do, because he hasn't done anything wrong. And I'll be real, all of the things that people have pretended Asmund have done is either one, not even that bad, or two, completely made the fuck up. Now, I'm sure whatever left-leaning Hassan dicksucker who's going to react to this and say, well, actually, did you hear about this one thing? Shut the fuck up, okay? Yeah, to all the gay people that got really upset about, what Asmongold said about those other countries, why don't you go to those countries and watch them as they behead you?
Tectone, I'm a lesbian. I don't like when you use gay to make fun of somebody. No, I'm fucking with you. I don't care.
Continue to have the LGBTQ flag in your bio and support countries that would shoot you in the fucking head if you were to step into their country for just being gay. Have fun, I guess. Well, welcome back to reality, guys. Mm-hmm. Moral of the story is, never defend the weak. Do not. We should have known, because Valkyrie apologized for saying no cap on a stack for real. And when the black community said,
I don't think it's never defend the weak. It's never defend the people who have no integrity, spine, or backbone. Never defend them. Because if they can flip-flop that easy, they're going to flip-flop on you. If they can turn their back on one person, they could turn their back on you. If they can turn their back on an issue they care about, then they'll turn their back on another issue that they say they care about. They're not human. I mean, they are human, but they don't have human emotions. They don't have a human brain. It's more like an NPC. They're getting paid to tell you what you want to hear, not what they actually think. Like that.
Oh, actually, that's AAVN. That's African American vernacular, and you will not be using that, ma'am. Bro, she apologized for that. Do not help these people. Because the only people they want to help is themselves. They look to you for comfort. They look to you for aid. But if they can get that by stabbing you in the back, they will be the first to do so. An army of weak soldiers will be the first ones to drive their spears into their back if it means self-preservation. I don't like to talk to people who haven't experienced hardship, who haven't overcome hardship by their own means, because I understand if they experience hardship and it can be solved by fucking me over, they're going to do it. And I'm just going to be completely real. The amount of people who have used me as a scapegoat in my life, and I'm sure you can probably name 5 right now, I'm done being the scapegoat for weak people. I'm done AOE taunting for weak people because I know they will not.
Hold on, say it again. Say it again.
They will be the first to do so. An army of weak soldiers will be the first ones to drive their spears into their back if it means self-preservation. I don't like to talk to people who haven't experienced hardship, who haven't overcome hardship by their own means, because I understand if they experience hardship.
Okay, overcoming hardship by their own means. Okay. I missed that at first. It's true. Like people like Hassan specifically never experienced hardship, born into wealth, handed everything, right? So when you go through hard stuff and you have to overcome it on your own, it builds character. You see the world in a different way. You see the humanity in people. You see the evil in people. You can call things out before most people notice. You're more wise than most people because you had to deal with things that a lot of people don't deal with. So you can see the flash flood coming before it even starts. You can hold your own when shit hits the fan or when people turn on you because you've experienced it before and you've gotten over it. But people who've never experienced that, they go to pieces or they beg for forgiveness because they've never been backed into a corner or they've never dealt with being isolated and alone and having nobody and having to navigate that through horrible anxiety and depression. People who haven't experienced stuff will always take the easy way out, regardless of who it hurts. And those people are incredibly dangerous.
And it can be solved by fucking me over, they're going to do it. And I'm just going to be completely real. The amount of people who have used me as a scapegoat in my life, and I'm sure you can probably name 5 right now, I'm done being the scapegoat for weak people. I'm done AOE taunting for weak people because I know they will not repay me with the same kindness because they can't talk about me publicly, but they'll DM me all fucking day. If standing by your values is what's going to cost you everything, maybe those things that you're defending aren't really worth keeping. I think it's time we really take a good hard look in the mirror, reflect upon ourselves, and understand during hardship, will you fight or will you fold? The weak have ruled the internet for far too long. Liars, manipulators, virtue signalers have ruled the internet for far too long because these communities can get really angry and throw a temper tantrum and say, we won't sub, or we'll tell your sponsors. I'm good. I will do everything in my power to say what we're all thinking. And I'll be real. You go to my Twitter, you will see a guy who's saying the shit that we're all thinking, yet for some reason people don't want to say yet. Not to jerk me off. I'm probably showing plenty flash. I've already came like 4 times today. You guys know what dick damage is? I've come so much.
Okay, that's when I cut off now. I love Tectone, but sometimes he gives a little bit too much information. And this lesbian don't want to hear it. So thank you, Tectone. Think you're a great guy. Give way too much information. Don't need to hear about your penis. And okay, that's my video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.